Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 20th anniversary LACNIP dinner. I can't believe it, 20 years, yeah. I was thinking back, I'm Holly Gaiman from Hometown Stations, by the way, your MC for tonight. And I was thinking back 20 years, wow, I was here for the beginning, and I remember all that. And I'm sure a lot of you here do, too. And it's just a lot to be celebrated, and a lot of neighborhoods and these people out here, you all need to be celebrated and given an applause. So it's so exciting to be here this evening, and thank you very much for coming. One housekeeping thing, there are volunteer sheets on your table. Please make sure you sign them, all right? Now let's introduce Mildred Stewart. She's the president of LACNIP this year, and she has a few remarks.
Good evening, everyone. Can you believe it's been 20 years? Well, maybe not. But anyway, it has been. And where has the time gone? I can remember when we first started, we were known as the cleaning crew. The volunteers were cleaning crews. By that I mean we were cleaning out alleys, cleaning up lots, and the city was nice enough to give us dumpsters. You can tell I'm nervous. Today we have 13 neighborhoods, and the amount of volunteers continue to grow. People recognize the importance of the value and maintenance cleaning safe neighborhoods and communities. We are so happy to be able to come together this evening and hope you will be truly, we are so happy, at least I am, and hope you will truly enjoy this evening. Thank you.
Okay, I want to thank the sponsors because without them this evening would not be possible. Chamberlain Huckready Funeral Home, the City of Lima, Innovative Packaging, Rudolph Foods, St. Rita's Medical Center, Superior Federal Credit Union, and Teresa Adams. Let's give them all a round of applause. And also we need to thank the dinner committee before we eat. Bob Friedman, June Blaveld, and Dave Blaveld, and Kathy Metzger for organizing this whole dinner and getting things done. All right, really give them a round of applause too. Yeah, sorry. Okay, before we eat, we have the prayer from Pastor Doug Boquist.
Would you bow your heads with me? Father in heaven, we thank you for this night. We thank you for the celebration that is about to follow. We thank you for the heart of so many volunteers that care about their city, but more so about the people of the city, the children, the elderly, the disadvantaged. We thank you for what we see of your nature in their efforts. And we pray that this night your presence would be palpable in this room. Would your joy be here in the laughter? Would you encourage those who may have become weary in well-doing? Would you lift our sights in the creation of a better city? Thank you for this food, for your generosity to us and your provision for all of our needs. We pray this in Jesus' name. And everybody said, Amen.
If you want to clap for Pastor Doug, go ahead. Okay, so we have a dinner buffet this evening prepared by Old Barn Out Back, and it was provided by good neighbors of Lima Allen County. And we're going to be a little organized. We have Major Cortez and Major Baker and Old Barn Out Back employees that will help you say what time and what table gets to go up. And of course, everyone in the front gets to go up first. So enjoy the meal, and then we'll come back and do a lot of important things. So I hope you enjoyed dinner. And next we have, to talk about the 20-year history of LACNIP, we're going to bring up Lima Mayor David Berger.
Well, good evening, everyone. Good to be here once again on this really great evening when we celebrate the important activities that the neighborhood associations and LACNIP carry out so well in our community. And I want to begin by saying I'm not going to do what I've done every other time I've been at this event, which is I'd normally beg for somebody to make me a sweet potato pie, but somebody's already given me a sweet potato pie. It's already there, so I really feel fulfilled for the evening. Looks great. Bob Friedman asked me to think back over the couple of decades of LACNIP's history and share some thoughts about that history. And I'm going to go back a little further than the 20 years that LACNIP has been in existence. On July 25th of 1977, I was hired, and that was my first day on the job at Rehab Project, which was a housing agency started by 7 denominations in our community. And the next day, Sister Ann Brawley, who was the Mercy nun who had worked at St. Rita's and who took a leave in order to actually help start rehab, told me that on my calendar was a meeting with Kibbe Corners. I said, "What's a Kibbe Corner?" I wasn't familiar with the streets, I wasn't familiar with the community, and she said, "Well, that's the neighborhood association." And so I showed up the next day at my first neighborhood association meeting. And in attendance at the meeting were the 4 pastors from Southside Christian Church, which was formerly located at the corner of Central and Kibbe, the pastor from Grace United Methodist, which was at the corner of Elizabeth and Kibbe, St. John's Catholic Church on South Main, and the 4th church, I'm trying to think now. Suddenly the brain cells are not clicking. There was a 4th church, and it'll pop in a second. In addition to the pastors, there were the businesses. There were folks from Cypher Funeral Home, Butler's Drug Store, CSS Publishing, several of the bars, and a number of other neighborhood residents. And I was suddenly plunged into a discussion about spaghetti dinners. I said, I mean, I'm here to renovate houses and help promote home ownership. Why am I talking about spaghetti dinners? Well, that led to a discovery of the importance of community, and that the way that what gets done in a neighborhood is by convening people, by bringing them together, by asking them to be involved, by feeding them, by making money, and by taking on really important projects, like the money from that spaghetti dinner over the next half a dozen years went to underwrite a scholarship for a doctor to come to the neighborhood. And a deal was put together, actually in cooperation with both hospitals, St. Rita's and Lima Memorial, and a doctor at the MCO, Medical College of Ohio in Toledo, was a medical student was recruited, and 5 years later, with the help of lots of spaghetti and meatballs, Gary Podorowski came to town. and set up his practice on South Main Street. And we didn't stop there. We kept serving spaghetti and meatballs and kept raising money, and we brought a dentist to the neighborhood. And the efforts continued. And that experience of the power of neighborhood folks and neighborhood institutions and people that care convinced me then that neighborhoods really matter, and the creativity, the energy, and the commitment that neighborhood people have can transform places that we care about. Over the years, skipping forward to 20 years ago, Shirley Daly, whom I know is going to be spoken about later as well, when she was on, both before she was on council and then when she was on council, along with a whole host of others, began to dig into the importance of neighborhoods and ultimately decided that not only did we need more neighborhood associations formally convened and operating, but also we needed this framework that ultimately became LACNIP, Lima Allen County Neighborhoods in Partnership, a framework for how all of those neighborhood folks could work together in cooperation with lots of other people in order to pursue routine things as well as special things. And I would just like to say to you that just as important as it was for Kibbe Corners to bring a doctor to our community and to bring a dentist to our community, the work that LACNIP has done has been vitally important to all of the energy that we see in our community. And in recent months, we've heard Chief Martin talk, I think with some pride, about what has happened since 2008. And what has happened since 2008 is that we have had more than a 28% decrease in violent crime in our community. That didn't happen by chance. That happened because lots of people who care have partnered with the police department in order to create relationships, in order to make certain that law-abiding folks in our community, in fact, have access to know police officers, sheriff's deputies, and the other law enforcement folks in our community in a way that matters. Mildred talked about the neighborhoods being considered the cleanup crews. Absolutely. The most important kind of cleanup crew, the cleanup crew that cares. And if you looked at the data about how much stuff has been carried out of our alleys and out of vacant lots over the past 2 decades, it is a mountain of stuff that nobody cared about except the neighborhoods. And now they cared enough about it to clean it out. They cared enough about it to put it in a place where it should have been, rather than just left. So, when I look back on the historical record of neighborhood associations in our community, when I look back at the people who have been involved, the hundreds of people each year who volunteer themselves in so generous a way to be committed to the place in which they live, to do the simple things like cleaning up, and to do the other things that also require time, energy, and money, like safety patrols, like building ramps for those that need them, like engaging in National Night Out. The National Night Out event this year, over the top in attendance and enthusiasm and things that happened on Town Square. An incredible demonstration of the partnership of folks who care about our community. So I'm here tonight just to share that perspective. I want to applaud all of you that are involved in our community in such a caring and committed way. And you make Lima a much, much better place every time you engage on behalf of your neighborhood and on behalf of the entire community. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Okay. Now we're going to have the PowerPoint. It's going to be about the past, the present, and the future with the neighborhood associations. The mission statement of Lima Allen County Neighborhoods is partnership improves safety and quality of life through community partnerships, individual action, and advocacy. We have a vision statement. LACNIP unites and leads diverse groups to make Lima Allen County a more desirable place to live, work, play, and raise a family. Our purpose statement. LACNIP advocates for improvements in housing, safety, justice, equality, diversity, health, and environment through education, cooperation, and accountability. So, who is LACNIP? They were formed in 1993, a network of 15 active city and county neighborhood associations, 21 board representatives from neighborhoods, government, social service agencies, and businesses. Of course, it's a 501c3 nonprofit organization. What does LACNIP do? Encourages memberships and collaboration between neighborhood groups, shares neighborhood concerns and solutions, works cooperatively on neighborhood improvement projects, provides training for neighborhood associations, and sponsors neighborhood improvement activities. Very active. Still doing more stuff. Partnerships with city, county, and community activities, serves on city, county advisory councils and boards, promotes a positive image of neighborhood life in Allen County, builds a network of neighborhoods and citizens representing businesses, industry, professionals, and government working together towards these goals. And they educate neighborhood groups, too, on government issues and encourage participation in public meetings. So how's LACNIP funded? Fundraisers and beanieware, of course. Administrative support from the City of Lima Department of Community Development. Business partnership and sponsors. Some events assist from Allen County Townships and the commissioners. There's membership dues, there's grants and donations. Taking a look at the officers for this year, we have the President, Mildred Stewart, Vice President, Bob Friedman, Second Vice President, maybe I should have you guys stand up. Sure, why not? While I'm reading these, come on. All right, Mildred, stand up, you're the President. Bob's the First Vice President. We've got Dave Bovell, Second Vice President. Secretary Jessica Dersham. Connie Miller's the Treasurer. The Assistant Treasurer is Kathy Metzger. And the past President is Nell Lester. Stand up, everyone. Yay. Okay, there's committees within LACNIP. Internal affairs, all internal and operational issues, including finances, human resources, and facilities are included in that. External affairs, all external affairs, including fundraising, public relations, and marketing. And then governance, which evaluates the performance of the board, recruits new members, conducts orientation, and prepares board materials. How the community benefits from neighbors improving neighborhoods. Well, I think it's kind of obvious, all the work you guys are doing, how it would benefit. But we've had the International Expo, that was on March 30th. That was a great time. Displays from 15 countries. Over 1,000 people attended to learn about food, dance, native dress, and much more. And that's just a neat highlight of finding out who your neighbor really is. We have the community gardens, some great fruits and vegetables and things that were produced over the summertime through our community gardens. Another highlight, so we talked about trash. Let's talk trash, man. We've been cleaning it up. Ottawa River Cleanup. Over 250 volunteers cleaned 12.5 river miles, collected over 10 tons of trash in the city and the surrounding townships. Wow. All right. LACNIP joined Safety City. Brand new neighborhood home is part of Safety City now as Safety City continues to build and improve. Handicap ramps are a really important part of the partnership between LACNIP and Ford UAW Local 1219 retirees. 42 ramps were built in 2013, 25 volunteers, and 4,200 volunteer hours. More highlights, as Mayor Berger mentioned, National Night Out. It was over the top, highlighting police community partnerships. We had sponsors like Rudolph Foods, Superior Wholesale Foods, Nichols Bakery, Chief Supermarkets, Top Mark Credit Union, CenturyLink, Ineos, Partners with the Lima Police Department, the Sheriff's Department was there, the EMA was there, 6 community organizations, and over 1,000 community members attended that big event in Town Square. Regional Neighborhood Network Conference. It was in Richmond, Indiana this year. 11 people attended from Lima representing our neighborhoods, and they learned a lot of new things to bring back here to home. That's one of the wonderful things about having a conference and being able to go to Richmond, Indiana. Other LACNIP programs throughout the year to highlight, we had Beanie and Buddy training, the Block Watch and Block Patrol, candidate forums, so people can learn more about the candidates running, fire hydrant painting, Good Neighbor Awards, graffiti abatement, Lima's Neighborhood Care Academy, Make a Difference Day, neighborhood workshops, and tool lending program. Lots of sponsors of the LACNIP programs, and if it wasn't for all these people here on the screen, and I know it's in your program too, that a lot of the programs wouldn't be possible, so we can't thank them enough for all the people who sponsor the LACNIP programs. As a result, things are happening. Total number of volunteers involved in LACNIP, 3,090. Total number of hours donated, 28,265. That's a value of about $21.79 an hour, $615,000. That's a lot of money you guys saved. Nothing would have happened without that. And of course, LACNIP has a lot of affiliate members. They're listed on the screen, and that's in your program too. They work hard and help out and are affiliated with everything that's happening in the neighborhoods. Benefits. I think no matter what's listed up there, there's more benefits than possible, through this community partnership. But community identity and recognition and sponsored events and organizations. We have all that community and employee involvement and support throughout the community. Visibility, the recognition of the partnerships, which it's my honor to have LACNIP on the show once a month, to highlight what's happening and stuff. And then we get more through the newspapers and the radio stations, so, community visibility out there. And tax advantages, donations that are tax deductible because you're a 501c3 and then LACNIP affiliated with the Lima Community Foundation too. So lots of benefits from the community partnerships that LACNIP has. And new is the Resource Center. It's pretty exciting. 2013 brought that new beginning for LACNIP, entering into a lease agreement with the city to create a resource center for the neighborhoods at the closed fire station number 4. We repurposed it on 1440 West Spring Street, and that's the Resource Center. How many of you have been to the Resource Center? Raise your hand. Oh my heavens, still plenty of you have not. You got to stop over there. Right, Mildred? Right. It's a great place, the Resource Center. All kinds of things happening there. So that's one of the things we'll continue to work on that you guys get there this year. Okay. Hit the microphone, sorry. Resource programs, there's meeting space there. You can have meetings there, classrooms and training, the fundraisers, yard waste distribution center you can get the bags, health and wellness, fitness resources, voter registration, and that's a polling place too in the 4th Ward. And speaking of elections, you guys had the barbecue there. You can pick up your food on election day. Beanie wear sales there, and community resource information is available there. So resource center programs, there's a lot of them. Oh, continued neighborhood tool lending. Yeah, that is an awesome program. You don't have to go buy all the tools and the shovels and stuff like that. They've got that there, and you can get the tools there that you need. Plus, there's new community cleanup supply trailer, the community gardens, and the farmers market swap. Space available for large events like showers or reunions. Think of that place if you need a place for an event. And there's a lot more possibilities through the Resource Center. So future needs for LACNIP. Commitment of support. That means develop partnerships in support of LACNIP mission statement. Commitment of funding, event sponsorships, grant support, matching funding on renewable long-term basis, and volunteer partnerships with association mentorships, technical assistance, staff, and the committee members. In-kind assistance, materials and training and equipment, in-house services and skills and expertise, dialogue with partners, discuss how you can support each other, and of course the public support, encouraging other organizations to partner in with LACNIP. There's your contact information. The resource center is on Spring Street, and phone number and website and email. So in case you didn't have that, you can jot it down. I think that might be in the program too. So there was a quick look at the highlights of this year, and of course, there were plenty of them. All right, so now we're going to start with the presentation of awards, or maybe we're not. Bob says stop.
On behalf of LACNIP and the annual dinner committee, we would like to award Holly with a little gift. And please give Holly a round of applause for the awesome job she does.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, thank you. It's my honor to be here. Okay, so as I said, let's start with the awards, the presentation of awards. And first, we're going to talk about Plant Pride, Not Litter yard sign program, and I want to bring up Don Boothby from Keep Allen County Beautiful to present that award. Don, oh, he's coming up. I didn't see him either. You want to stay down there? Want to come up or stay down? You stay down? Okay.
No, I won't be that long.
Okay.
Hi, I represent Keep Allen County Beautiful, and we have.
Closer to your hand. Okay, I'll hold that. You put the mic
Okay.
closer to your. Yeah, there you go.
Anyhow, we co-partner with LACNIP quite often, and one of these.
Wait, put that here. There you go.
One of these at LACNIP is giving out these beautiful signs for those who keep their property looking real nice. And we would like to ask you, we have forms, they're out on the table. So on the way out, if you know a neighbor that keeps their property well maintained, beautiful, we encourage that. And if you would submit their name, a couple things, and we would like to give them a sign. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. We just need signs all over everybody's yard. All right. All right, next award is the President's Volunteer Service Award. The President Volunteer Service Award is issued by the President's Council on Service and Civic Preparation, a group created by President Bush in 2003, and on behalf of the President of the United States to recognize the best in American spirit and to encourage all Americans to improve their communities through volunteer service and civic participation. So there are 3 levels of this award in adult and groups: bronze, silver, and gold. Each level requires a certain number of hours of service to be completed within a 12-month period. So to earn an award, individuals, families, and groups must keep a record of the volunteer activities and the hours served. And then each volunteer must submit a record of service to a registered, certified organization, which will review and verify the record and distribute the award. And the City of Lima's Department of Community Development Neighborhood Support Division is a registered certifying organization and coordinates the distribution of these awards for Lima and Allen County. So I'd like to bring up Amy Sackman Odom to present the awards for this year.
Thank you, Holly. It is an honor to recognize those people who really have gone well above the call of duty to help improve Lima neighborhood. Unfortunately, we have not yet received their awards from the President's Council, but they will be arriving hopefully within the week. And I'd like those persons who are being recognized to at least stand and hopefully you will show your support for what they've contributed to the community. In the category of the bronze level, that's either 100 to 249 hours of volunteer service. Winners of the bronze level award are Bob Friedman, please stand, and Sue Hooker. Thank you, Bob and Sue. The silver level is recognition for 500 to 999 hours of volunteer service. Recipients this year are June Blauvelt. She is standing, by the way, little tiny June. And Arlie Taylor. Where's Arlie? Thank you so much. Over here. And lastly, for the gold level, over 500 plus hours, actually over 999 hours, are David Blauvelt, Roy Baldridge, and Shirley Taylor. Outstanding. Thank you very much. Shirley's in the back. Thank you very, very much for your time and service.
And people always say they don't have enough hours in the day to volunteer. These guys are perfect examples that you have plenty. Doing an awesome job. Wonderful. Okay, so now we're on to the Good Neighbor Awards, and the first group will be the Group Award. So once again, we find that there are many outstanding nonprofit groups or organizations within our community, and they're busy helping to improve the quality of life for all of us. So when your group's name is called, I'd like all the members to stand up to be recognized, and then one representative from that group to come up front to get your certificate. And then when the winner is announced, the person who comes up front can make a few comments. All right? So the nominees for the group category of 2014 are Activate Allen County's Active Transportation Plan. Josh. Downtown Lima, Inc. Downtown Stakeholders Group. If there are members here, don't forget to stand. So, okay. First Nazarene Church. Health Partners of Western Ohio. Heart of Lima Neighborhood Association. The Juvenile Detention Center. Lima Noon Optimists. Lima Live. Neighbors That Care. Okay. Pickles Blues Fest. The Farmers Market. And We Incorporated. Okay, there we go. All the nominees, and many thanks to all of you for being such good neighbors. And to announce the winner of the group award, we have Allen County Sheriff Sam Krish.
The 2014 Group Good Neighborhood Award goes to Allen County Juvenile Detention Center. Through the Allen County Juvenile Court Outreach Program, area youth are given opportunities to provide meaningful restitution as well as learn valuable skills and how to be a positive part of the community. Matt Romick reaches out to the entire community to help those youth learn all they can and takes every opportunity to guide them through all the service they provide to others. Just to mention a few of the groups those youth work with: City View, Terrence Neighborhood, helping keeping the area clean; Lima Allen County Neighborhoods and Partnership Community Gardens Program, tilling, weeding, and fertilizing the gardens; LACNIP Resource Center, cleaning inside and out; City of Lima to assist elderly, handicapped with the snow and ice removal during the winter, and lawn mowing during the summer. It is truly an outstanding the amount of work these youth have done under Matt's direction, giving back to the community in such a fantastic way. Their efforts are greatly appreciated. Congratulations to all who part of the Allen County Juvenile Outreach Program. Thank you.
All right, first and foremost, I'm humbled for the nomination, Rob, and humbled for the award. Just another fine example of the Allen County Juvenile Court being able to make partnerships not only in Lima but in the county and going out and serving everybody well. Thank you.
Next, we're going to move to the Business Award. Our neighborhoods would not be complete without the businesses, both large and small, that support us. More and more, our businesses are becoming involved in everyday activities in our community, showing support for all ages. And we truly appreciate all the efforts that they do, and we'd like to recognize them as the nominees. So when your business is called, if anyone's with you, have everyone stand, and of course, send up one representative to the front. So the nominees in the business category for 2014 are Alter Ego Comics, American Electric Power, and Fritchie Asphalt. So congratulations to all the nominees, and Mayor Berger's back up here to announce the winner.
The 2014 Business Good Neighbor Award goes to American Electric Power. AEP chose Lima to be one of 3 Ohio communities for a pilot initiative to promote energy conservation with residents and with businesses. This community outreach effort required a concentrated team effort over a 6-month period in the first half of this year. More than 750 residents and organizations in our community eventually participated in the initiative, reducing their electricity consumption in ways that will benefit them for many years. As a result, AEP awarded the City of Lima $75,000 for lighting improvements to be made at the Simmons Field in support of the Lima Locos baseball team. AEP is truly a good neighbor in business. Congratulations. And Randy, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. It's truly an honor to be nominated for this and also win it. I had no idea this was coming. As the mayor pointed out, this program accomplished what we tried to set out to do, but it was accomplished by a team effort. The city, the county, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Economic Development Group. Our goal was to promote energy efficiency, and we reached that goal with a lot of the help. So thanks again.
Now we move to the individual award. Good neighbors around our community, and choosing one individual to receive this award, it was no small task for the committee. We would like to recognize each nominee, so when your name is called, please come forward. The nominees for the 2014 Individual Good Neighbor Award are James Cobb, Rob Cottrell, Daryl Culverson, Maxine Dillard, Dave and Carla Donnelly, Bryce Freed, Derry Glenn, Tim and Mary Hicks, Francis Jones. Brad Keenan. Ruth Lentz. Dave Lewis. Jim Lewis. Jose Maldonado III. Tom Martin. Myra Nichols. Pat Regal. Heather Rutz. We're going to have to scooch together, everyone. Richard Smith. David Trinko. Minnie Upshaw. Larry and Nancy Van Dyke. And Clinton Wireman. What a fine-looking bunch of volunteers. Thank you very much. Congratulations to all of you for being good neighbors and serving our community. And now Lima Fire Chief Mark Hefner will present the winner.
Thank you, Holly. The 2014 Individual Good Neighbor Award goes to Rob Cottrell. And if I may add, there was a lot of competition within this group, within a small subset of this large group. Rob has gone above and beyond all neighborhood volunteers and has turned our neighborhood around. Beginning in the spring, Rob took the initiative himself to clean up the abandoned, overgrown properties in the City View Terrace neighborhood. He cut down the tall grass and weeds, small trees, and cleaned up garbage so that these properties would once again be presentable. He endured several rounds of poison ivy, scratches, and pokes from thorn trees. It took several long days just to cut a path through these properties in order to see what else needed to be done. Through Rob's leadership, these eyesores are now cleaned up, and other neighbors are now helping maintain them so they continue to look good. Our neighborhood hasn't looked this good in a very long time. Congratulations, Rob.
Thank you. I live in a great neighborhood, City View Terrace. It's over on Spencerville Road. You probably noticed our new sign out front if you get down that way. Very nice neighborhood, and I'm proud to be part of it. Thank you.
Congratulations, all of you. Evelyn, do you have enough? Did you get the pictures of everybody? Okay. Oh, there you are. Sorry. Such a big group. I wanted to make sure. Okay, real quick, it's not in the program. We're going to deviate a little bit. Because it's the 20th anniversary, we want to call up anyone in the audience who has been a past Shirley Daly Community Leadership Award winner. Come on up front if you have won the Shirley Daly Award. Come on down. Past winners. Come on up. Is it Mildred's coming? Okay. Roy, I think, did you win? Everyone's calling you. If you won the Shirley Daly Award in the past, please come up. Did you forget already? Okay. What a nice looking group. Let's first give them a round of applause. And we'll start with Roy, and just introduce yourself. Tell us what you're doing now, and then pass the microphone down.
Okay. Roy Baldridge. I'm the president of my own neighborhood association, Country Club Hills Twin Lakes, past president of LACNIP. I help with AAR tax preparations for the senior citizens during tax time, which is coming up, and we got a lot of new tax issues to deal with. So I do that active in my church, and I like to see the success for our neighborhood and our community. Thank you.
Okay, the name is Bob Horton. I'm still preaching, but also I'm the chairman of the Board of Health Partners.
My name's June Blavelt, and I still volunteer. I was the co-chair of the dinner here, and also I help out the United Perry Methodist Food Bank Pantry every last 2 Saturdays of the month. Thank you.
Connie Miller, I'm still involved with LACNIP, was involved getting LACNIP started all those years ago, and currently treasurer. Thanks.
John Schneider, I still active volunteering for National Night Out Against Crime, the International Expo, and also active with Family Promise and Allen County Citizens for the Environment and various community organizations.
I'm Mildred Stewart. I'm president of LACNIP. Volunteer in several things and don't do much of anything else.
Okay, nice looking group, and we're going to add one more to the esteemed crowd. So thank you very much for coming up and letting us recognize you guys again. Okay, so we're moving on to this year's Shirley Daly Community Leadership Award. 6 outstanding members of the community have been nominated for this highly regarded award. Of course, Shirley Daly Award comes with $1,000 to the winner who donates it to the nonprofit of their choice in order to help to continue the good work in the neighborhoods in our community. So now I'd like to bring up the family members of Shirley Daly family so they can present the Leadership Award.
Okay, this year's nominees, the first nominee is David Blavel. David's been involved with the Northside Neighborhood Association and has been really involved in, he's served as the president, and they've done a lot of cleanup in those neighborhoods. He helps out at the LACNIP Resource Center and been involved in the International Expo, and just a variety of other things that you can read in the program. So that's our first nominee. Second is Rob Cottrell. Rob? So Rob was involved in helping with the City View Terrace reorganization of that neighborhood association, and he helped with developing a whole cleanup committee to take care of abandoned properties, and done a whole lot within that neighborhood association to clean up the area and improve community and collaborations there. Next, we have Bob Friedman. So Bob has served as the president of the Boulevard Neighborhood Association since 2002, and he's been active with LACNIP for many years. He's been the president, first president, second vice president. He's co-chaired a variety of events, including National Night Out, and the Good Neighbor Awards, and he always seems to be involved in helping out to organize this dinner and pulling this together, which is a wonderful way for all of us to have fellowship and come together to celebrate neighborhoods. Next, we have Cynthia Kill. Cynthia is also involved in City View Terrace and involved in a lot of the reorganization, and she's currently, I think, the president of City View. She's been really instrumental in helping them develop bylaws and becoming a nonprofit organization themselves. And so she helps with the communications for the organization and has been involved even with the Regional Network Conference and bringing ideas back to her neighborhood association. Next, we have Nell Lester. Nell's been a volunteer in the Lima community for decades. And Nell is just been involved in a variety of things. The Lakewood West Association, she was involved in that for about 15 years. She was recently the president of LACNIP and served her 2-year terms and helped them get that resource center opened on Spring Street. Nell has given over 2,000 hours of her time to LACNIP, and she also works with the Black Lake Catholics Association for 19 counties and serves as a patient care advocate at St. Rita's as well. So, and now our last nominee is Mildred Stewart. I think City View Terrace is the neighborhood to be in, huh? So Mildred's also in the City View Terrace. She's served as the president there, and in a role of as parliamentarian, and she's very involved with LACNIP, and has really helped LACNIP over the years continue to enroll more neighborhood associations and continue to maintain its presence in our community. So those are our nominees for the 2014 Shirley Daly Community Leadership Award.
Okay, I have to warn you, I have a 3-page nomination that I'm going to read. But first of all, I'm going to tell you that the winner of the 2014 Shirley Daly Community Leadership Award is my friend Nell Lester. We're going to have her come up here because she's going to have to talk up here, okay? We'll just put her in the spotlight. But while she's coming, as I said, this is long. Nell has a long history of serving our community and is most deserving of this prestigious award. As Jackie said, she's been a member of the Lakewood West Neighborhood Association in Lima for over 15 years. And during her tenure with Lakewood West, the Neighborhood Association started an annual neighborhood garage sale to raise funds for operating expenses. She's worked closely with the City of Lima on property maintenance concerns, as well as the University of Northwestern Ohio, assisting college students with best practices regarding students living in neighborhoods. She's a true people person. Nell has been able to excite community residents about neighborhood associations, encouraging them to get involved. Her main activities, there's a lot: Coffee with the Cop program, the International Expo, LACNIP's annual dinner and Good Neighbor Award program, Lakewood West Community Garage Sales, Ottawa River Cleanup, National Night Out, neighborhood workshops and training. As Jackie said also, she's recently served 2 terms as president, but it doesn't stop there. As we also pointed out, we now have our new neighborhood, where am I here? Oh, okay. Through Nell's persistence, I didn't want to read the whole thing, I'd be up here for 20 minutes. Through Nell's persistence, meetings were arranged with the city's law director and community development director, the mayor, the fire chief, and in January 2013, as Nell began her 2nd term as LACNIP president, she signed the lease with the City of Lima for the LACNIP Neighborhood Resource Center. Under Nell's direction, LACNIP has implemented semi-annual chicken barbecues, and helping with the operational expenses. She didn't stop with that. She went out and raised thousands of dollars from local businesses to make sure the center got off to a good start. And after serving as her term as president of LACNIP, Nell volunteered to continue and serve as the coordinator of the LACNIP Resource Center. Not only does she dedicate her time every day to neighborhood associations in LACNIP, she's been a Girl Scout leader, a coach for youth volleyball, floor hockey, softball, basketball. I was there. Faith is an integral part of Nell's life, and she lives it daily. She volunteers at her local parish church as lector, Eucharistic minister, and coordinator. How do you do all this and babysit too? Heavens, she just told me she babysits for 4 kids. With her husband, Tony, she co-chairs the Black Lake Catholic Organization and was recently selected by her diocese to be the coordinator for the African American Catholics in a 19-county region. And what did she do when she went to Toledo for her recent meeting? She sold them tickets to the LACNIP Chicken Barbecue. Most recently, Nell was chosen to do a reading at the induction of the new bishop for the Toledo Diocese. Those would be more than enough for most people, but she also finds time to serve on the board of a local senior living facility and is currently serving on the St. Rita's Hospital Patient Advocate Committee and the board of Allen County Council on Aging. Congratulations to Nell.
Well, I want to thank the committee, first of all, and I always like to know who nominated me so I can go give them a hug, too. But one thing I would like to say, years ago, I met Mrs. Daly, and I would talk to she and Rosemarie Duffy. And those people were my mentors in community and doing things. Especially, you know, I always have to give it to Rosemarie and Shirley Daly. We're good friends, best of friends. And I also want to thank my husband because he puts up with me doing all this volunteering and never says anything, but you got to do what you got to do. And I'd like to thank for the past few years all these neighborhood associations. I had an event at my church, and I want to tell you, Martin Luther King Neighborhood Association came out and helped me so much with that. And I never can thank them enough for all the hard work they did that day. I want to thank the chief and the fire chief and Mayor Berger and Sheriff Chris. But I really would like to thank Chief down there on that end for helping us initiate Coffee with a Cop, because a lot of people come to that. Sometimes it seems like the word isn't getting out, but I never will forget a guy came up from Bluffton. He says, we're in Allen County. Why can't Coffee with a Cop come to our county? And so they took it there this past year. And I'd like to thank all of those leaderships, good leaders who have helped and me along the way, and look for those. And I'm always interested in bringing in new people, especially those people back there at at Mildred's Neighborhood Association, because they are vibrant. And we have to always bring in new people to grow. If you sit around and do the same thing for 20-something years, you'll fall apart. You have to share your gifts and turn them to the next generation.
The special part of this award is that the recipient receives $1,000 to use within their organization. So Nell gets to determine what she'll do with that $1,000.
Well, I've already decided it's going to the Resource Center. I was sharing with someone else what we needed in there, so it will go to that, because that center, it means a lot to me to have that in our community.
I just wanted to mention also, so the award comes from the Shirley Daly Community Fund, and the fund was established upon Shirley Daly's death in 1998, and it was somewhat endowed by Charles Daly upon his passing. And so that fund enables us to support a few different community initiatives each year, and this being the primary one that we support. So we're very happy to continue to be involved with LACNIP and see it grow and flourish in our community. Thanks.
Okay, I'd like to bring Amy back up here, and she is going to recognize the current officers.
I was commenting to Pastor when he took the dais that this is really one of my favorite evenings of the year, because when you look at all of the names on these lists, when you look at all the activities that they have engaged in to improve our community, you cannot help but leave here with a sense of pride, with a sense of excitement about what's going on in Lima, Ohio. And I want to recognize a person, she's short, so she's in here somewhere, Heather Rutz, who through the newspaper 419 responded to a recent negative article about Lima, Ohio that hit the Rolling Stone. And when I come to these kinds of events, all I can say is, take that, Rolling Stone. I think we have got a lot more to show our state and our community about the positive things that are happening here in Lima. The people that have really helped lead this charge over the last year should also be recognized. As Nell Lester had mentioned, this is something that takes a lot of time, takes a lot of hours. It's not only a personal commitment, it's a commitment of their families, it's a commitment of their friends, and I want to recognize them for making that kind of sacrifice and contribution to the city and Allen County. First, again, we'd like to thank Mildred Stewart, our president for 2014. Our Vice President, Bob Friedman, first Vice President. Our second Vice President, David Blaufelt. Treasurer Connie Miller, who's been around almost as long as I have. Assistant Treasurer Kathy Metzger. Secretary Jessica Dersham, a second generation of neighborhood people, which I'm really excited about. And again, our past president, Nell Lester. So thank you to all of you for your incredible leadership this year.
So that leads us into the opportunity to officially swear in the new officers, and we're going to give that job to Lima Police Chief Kevin Martin.
In the book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, the book's author, John Maxwell, defines leadership as influence, nothing more, nothing less. The only real difference between a good leader and a bad leader is whether one chooses to use their influence in positive ways or if they choose to use that influence in negative ways. Each and every person in this room tonight, as I look out amongst the audience, is a leader. Whether you realize it or not, you have accepted the challenge of being good leaders within your neighborhoods, within your various neighborhood associations, because you are bringing that good, positive influence to our community. And I thank each and every one of you for that. At this time, though, I would like to call up the leaders, or those who have accepted to be the influencers of the influencers within Lima Allen County Neighborhoods in Partnership. This year, President Mildred Stewart. First Vice President, Bob Friedman. Second Vice President, Dave Blauvelt. Treasurer, Connie Miller. Assistant Treasurer, Cletus Hawk. Secretary, Janella Hawk. And past President, Nell Lester. Nell, you have been getting so much exercise up and down here tonight, it's no wonder that you're taking a little time there. I would ask now that you please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly pledge to support the mission of the Lima Allen County Neighborhoods in Partnership organization by working in a spirit of cooperation, relationship building, and problem solving to improve the quality of life of the residents of the Lima Allen County area. Now, will everyone else please join me in both congratulating and thanking these fine people for the work they're going to do.
Good looking bunch. We'll be seeing you guys throughout the year. Congratulations. Again, I'd like to bring up the sponsors and thank the sponsors again for this evening. Chamberlain Huckready Funeral Home, the City of Lima, Innovative Packaging, Rudolph Foods, St. Rita's Medical Center, Superior Federal Credit Union, and Teresa Adams. And also thank the committee again for all their time and effort, Bob Friedman, June and Dave Blavelt, and Kathy Metzger. And just to note, the lovely decorations on the table, please keep them there. They'll be cleaning them up. They're not door prizes. Don't take them home. All right, and so for our closing remarks, we'd like to bring Mildred back up here.
I just want to thank each and every one of you for sharing this evening with us. Wasn't that a wonderful meal? I am grateful to be involved with such a wonderful organization. In closing, from the words of Carol Burnett, I know there's not too many people in here remember that show. But anyway, I'm so glad that we had this time together. Thank you, and God bless all of you.